In today's video, I want to talk about flying mounts. The best flying mount in the game is not this one. This is the first flying mount you're going to be able to get your hands on, Nightwing. Nightwing will unlock for you at level 15. As soon as you get to level 15, you can find one of these in the opening area right here on the map. So you have the plateau beginning, and you can actually get yourself an easy Nightwing right over here in the grassy Behemoth Hills, or a little bit closer to the Rhine Syndicate Tower entrance. These areas are storming with a whole bunch of Nightwings for you to get your hands on, and try to get this as fast as possible so that you can get around the map that much easier. Every time you get some type of mount, you want to look for the best passive skills in the game. 3 passive skills that are going to increase your movement speed are going to be Runner, Nimble, and Swift. My Nightwing here is a shiny Nightwing, but it's not that fast. So at level 21, you'll want to upgrade to the next best thing, which is this Vanworm. Vanworm is a pretty awesome mount, a little bit creepy looking, but hey, it can get you around nonetheless. Vanworm is a pretty decent mount. It flies a little bit faster than Nightwing does, and it gets a little bit more stamina off, so it's able to fly longer distances. However, this is not one of my favorite mounts. I like to go one step above that, which is this right here, Beacon. Beacon is a boss out in the open world that you're going to come across that will be able to give you the handgun legendary schematic. If you want to get your hands on the best gun in the game, you actually want to farm this man. However, Beacon here is extremely fast and has a great stamina pool, so they can fly you around the map for a lot longer than Nightwing and Vanworm can. Moving right along, we want to move on to the next best thing, which is Ragnarhawk. Ragnarhawk is a pretty awesome mount that you're not really going to be able to see until a little bit later in the game, because he is over in the volcanic region in the western part of the map. This mount is extremely fast, flies a lot faster than both Beacon, Vanworm, and Nightwing combined, has a great stamina pool, but it's still not the best in the game. However, if we take a look at its stats, this Ragnarhawk has Runner, and Runner is making this thing 3 times better than all of the competition up so far. Moving right along, we have another very awesome flying mount that you're not going to get until even later in the game, which is this one right here, Suzaku. Suzaku is a very awesome flying mount that you can also farm to get the best shotgun schematic in the game. The legendary shotgun schematic drops from the Suzaku up in the northern region of the map over here. So at level 45 or higher, when you have a decent team and or a bunch of strong pals, you probably want to come up here and start trying to farm this man to get the legendary shotgun schematic. It is going to be a game changer for you once you get that gun, so I advise that you try to get it as soon as possible. I haven't gotten it to drop for me yet because RNGesus wasn't too happy with me. They did allow me to get the handgun as well as the helm, but I haven't been able to get the shotgun to drop just yet, so it is what it is. Moving right along, let's move on to even better flying mounts in the game, and these are more of my favorites. Hands down, one of the best flying mounts in the game as far as distance and speed is concerned is going to be Polaris. Polaris is an insane mount that you're really going to want to get as early as you possibly can, and you can breed for it, so you can get this pretty early in the game. You won't be able to fly on it until much later when you unlock it in your technology tree, but once you have it unlocked, it is the best mount for you. This mount is going to get the furthest distance, it flies at the fastest speeds, and if you have the good passive skills on it like I do, then this thing is going to be absolutely amazing. My Polaris has Swift, so in order for you to get yourself a Polaris, you're going to have to breed 2 of your favorite pals. 1, the Vanworm that you got at level 21, and 2, Anubis. You can easily get yourself an Anubis by taking a Cell Ray and a Relaxorus to get you Anubis, and once you have your Anubis, you want to take Anubis and Vanworm and breed those together to get this right here, Phalaris. Phalaris is the fastest mount in the game. That's not legendary. It's going to get the most distance, and it has a really cool design. The Egyptian theme that's going on with this thing is actually pretty dope, and I like it a lot. It was my favorite mount in the game up until recently, where I got my new crown, my jewel, my favorite, Jet. Jet is the most broken mount in the game because she's just too fast. This is a Celestial Dragon legendary mount, and it moves fast as hell. The only reason why this isn't considered the best mount for me is because her stamina runs out extremely fast when you're moving at the top speed. However, you're still going to get the distance that you want to get, so 9 times out of 10 that top speed depletion doesn't really bother you as much. But for me, I really do enjoy flying for a lot longer with Phalaris, so I guess it just depends on what exactly I'm doing, on whether I want to use Jet at the time or Phalaris. But these two mounts are hands down the fastest and best mounts that you can use in Palworld. If you like what we do here in the channel, make sure you smash that like button and sub to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, guides, and more like this for Palworld in the future. But just before we go, I want to talk about an honorable mention, Hangu. Hangu is a special pal. What you're going to need to do is you're going to want to jump into your technology tree. You're going to want to go all the way to level 20, and you're going to want to build this right here, the Hangu gloves. Once you have yourself some Hangu gloves, you'll be able to use Hangu's ability, and that is where it's going to get interesting. Hangu can possibly be one of the greatest mounts that you can use in the game if you use it correctly. So let's talk about it. First things first, Hangu is a special pal that floats. So, as soon as you double tap the jump button, Hangu will take you up into the air and you'll start floating. And that's pretty much it. However, if you combine Hangu and the grappling gun together, you can do some pretty amazing things. For example, you can go ahead and use the grapple gun, cancel it, and then use Hangu to float and sail across the sky, because this thing can reach even the speeds of Jetragon. Not as fast as Jetragon, but it definitely lasts a pretty long time. It's going to get you a pretty good distance if you can master the slide mechanic. There's a couple of ways to master Hangu's movement mechanics. For example, you could be running, use the slide mechanic, double jump, and then you can launch yourself in the air using Hangu. You can do a little bit of Gatling action by using the Gatling gun, canceling, and then trying to not die to syndicate thugs by using... 1 second. Okay. Anyways, so we can try that again. You can pull out the grappling gun, shoot, and then switch over to Hangu and have her fly you around just like that. And it's arguably a really decent flying mount. Not my favorite, but it can be a pretty amazing flying mount that gets you above different types of mountains and terrain in the game if you're interested in it, and if you get really good at the grappling gun mechanic. Like, it's an option. It's definitely a thing. And it's not bad. Just not my cup of tea. But if you like what we do here in the channel, make sure you smash the like button and sub to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, guides, and more like this for Palworld. This is your boy Emma, MSenseHD, and this was my best flying mount and Palworld guide. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one, but for now, I'm out of here.